I'm going to be doing this over a period of time because I've got a lot to say and I don't know if I should say it all. So I'm going to say it all pre-recorded and I'm going to edit it and edit the bits out that I probably shouldn't say and make sure I keep the bits in there that are probably going to be viable. I don't believe family courts are biased against men. I believe the law is set up to protect women and children. I believe that men need to be educated as to what constitutes as abuse and what is abuse and what is allowed and what's not allowed. In my view, there's not much that's allowed. If you're in a relationship with a woman, or they arrest, the statistics show, if you're in a same gender relationship, men on men, they arrest both men. Both men get arrested. If you're in a relationship with a woman, only the man gets arrested. The statistics back that up. They show that. I can prove that. The statistics show that. That says something in itself. But as a man going through family court, unaware of what constitutes as abuse and is uneducated, it's education is the problem. Education. You need to educate the men. What I do is I educate people. I help them understand 97% of men are guilty. Unintentionally or intentionally, they're guilty. Probable causes, guilty. I've not sat in a case, my own one as well, where people are thinking it's self-defense. It's not self-defense, it's abuse. It gets classed as abuse, you're guilty. You can be trying to peel your little midget girlfriend off you and you can be built like a brick shithouse. Peeling her off, you're trying to be as gentle as you can. While she's attacking you, you don't physically hurt her, but you bruise her while you're trying to restrain her. You were guilty of abuse. That's facts. I've sat in court hearings when that's happened. That's happened multiple times. Effectively, as soon as you get into a relationship with a woman, the moment you have an argument with her, she can bring that up 10 years later, 5 years later, and it's abuse. You've got your guy sitting there, I've not been abusive, I've not abused her. The other one you have, and this is what really gets me, this is what's really giggling my goat right now, is I got married on the basis of I had a child. I knew I shouldn't get married. We went to 3 6-week sessions of marriage care before we even got married. The vicar even said, or whatever it is, said, because she was Catholic, I'm not, I'd go and sit and speak to him and say, oh, I'm going to practice whatever religion, Catholicism, or whatever you call it. And the vicar turned around and said, do you not think you should postpone this for a while? And I said, I do. And then she went, no, hands on the table, straight down. We're not postponing this. Do you know how much my effort my family have put into this? No. Answers your question there, vicar. I got married on the basis, knowing that I probably shouldn't get married, on the basis that I had a child that I wanted to try and think. I thought we can fix things. It was going to be okay once we got married. I didn't want to lose my child. I didn't want her to take my child. I didn't even know that there was even a thing, but I didn't want to. She was pregnant, had a child. What other choice do I have than getting married? That's what we were doing. Right along, wrongly, that's what I did. That was a marriage from hell, obviously. Otherwise, we'd still be married. We've got a beautiful daughter out of it. She's doing very well. But she hasn't stopped that feud between us. She hasn't stopped it for 10 years. I don't hold any grudges against her. I love her. She's brought a beautiful daughter into this world. Without her, I could not have a daughter. Without her, Lila wouldn't be here. And I love her for that. And I respect her as the mother of my child. But she does not respect me as the father of her child. When does that turn into abuse? 7 different cases with her. 7 different... I'm only speaking about myself here. I'm only speaking about myself. 7 different cases. I confessed to being... When she was attacking me one day, she was attacking me... And sparing her, I put her arms up in the air and I said, look, I forcefully put her on the sofa and I said, stop fucking hitting me, stop fucking hitting me. I said to the judge, and I said what I said to the judge, and the judge turned around and said, that's abuse, we'll take that as a confession. What the fuck? That's not abuse, I defended my self-defence, surely. That's what I said. That's what I said to the judge, it's self-defence. The judge was like, no, you were physical with her, weren't you? You said forceful, didn't you? And your words have power in court, your words have power. I said, right, fine, I'm guilty, I did that, no problem. If that's what I'm guilty of, that's what I've done, that's the law. I didn't know. Tables turned after I said that, and I was honest about it all, because I was honest about everything all the way through. She went to a level, I bared all. But so many times I'm sitting with people who don't know what abuse is and don't understand that this is happening quite a lot, and this is what got me doing this now. Women who don't want to be with their partners, don't get me started, remind me of that in a minute. But it was like, that's fine. Women who don't want to be with their partners. Women have left us emotionally 6 months, at least, sometimes more. 6 months before they've left us physically. You could be in a relationship with someone that doesn't love you and doesn't want to be with you, and you're showering them with love, and you're showering them with gifts, and you're showering them with everything. You're trying to hold the relationship together, but they don't want to be with you. So nothing you're ever going to do is going to be good enough, ever. They treat you a little bit differently, and then you begin to notice. You begin to realise, oh, something doesn't feel right here. Something's not cricket. It wasn't this game we were playing called love. Something's changed. You start with it. You still love her. You don't realise what's going on. You're thinking it's just a moment. Maybe she's having a moment. She's on a, dare I say it, on a period. She's having a moment, having one of them times in a month. And then you get home from work and you're like, shit, where have they gone? Clothes are gone. The toys are gone. Or some of the toys are gone. Empty wardrobes. Your clothes are cut up. Or you're just locked out of the house. Or you find yourself just getting arrested. What the fuck? No one told me. I didn't see this coming. That's the case all the time. No one sees it coming. They don't see it coming because you see the relationship in your eyes, through how you see it. As far as you can see, you're probably working all the hours you can, making sure the food's and money's in the bank so you can pay the bills, feed the kids, feed the family, have your home. But in her eyes, she doesn't want to be with you. None of this really matters. She could be having an affair, she could be doing anything, but she doesn't want to be with you. Everything you're doing that seems like you're holding the family together gets interpreted as coercive, controlling behaviour or abusive behaviour or controlling behaviour. The reality is this: when you realise that happens, that's the time to get out. When you say you need to have the conversation, the man, the movement, whoever, has to have the conversation. Do you want to be with me anymore? I feel a change in the wind, the change in the direction has happened. Something's happened, it doesn't feel right. Well, they'll either do if they want to abuse you. It says, oh, it's all in your head, it's all in your head, don't be silly, it's all in your head. You're being silly. It might even cause an argument with you. You left to leave them away that conversation and you're getting on your life and still things don't feel right. And you're still there and you go back and you're asking again, do you want to be with me? I don't understand, what's the issue? Still, she says, it's all in your head, you're being silly, it's all in your head. You continue the relationship. Next thing, you've got a non-moral against you, or they pushed you to the limit and you've reacted and you've done something you shouldn't have done. I swear at home, shout at them, thrown something at them, hit them. But you've been asking for months before, should we get out? For me now, it's about getting out. As soon as you feel that, whether you've got a kid there or not, you've got to get straight out of there. Straight out. Straight out. Because you're down if you do and you're down if you don't. And I'll guarantee you this now. I guarantee you this now. If you get out, yes, you're going to feel hurt. Yes, you're going to go for time without seeing your kid. But you're not going to get yourself arrested. You're going to still have to sell the house eventually anyway. You're going to still share the house. And if you go litigate this person without a solicitor, you're probably going to get more share of the house than what you will do with a solicitor. Fact. Too many cases now I've got to go through the financials by themselves without the solicitors and they're getting a better deal. Fact. You take all that hurt, but what you're doing as men, we're putting that hurt off. We're taking that hurt and we're not acting on it. We're not acting on it. We're just literally, we're sitting here, we're sitting tight, we're going to try and hold everything together, we're trying to keep the family together, don't want to not see my kids, while your ex, and generally in these cases it's the woman, it's the mum, she's either filing reports to the police all the time saying you're being abusive, when what you're trying to do is hold the family together, but what she doesn't see is you trying to hold the family together. She just wants out of the relationship. But you keep asking her, and you keep asking her, and she keeps saying no. And then when you get into court, because you've got a normal against you or whatever, or you've got some shit, you've snapped, that's it, you've snapped. No one cares for what's the build-up. You've got to explain the build-up. But it doesn't matter, because the build-up, you've cottoned, you're hit with the, I've done this, I've snapped, I've gone too far. I've snapped, I've broken, shorn the camel's back, something happened. I call it the stars and the moons. The stars and the moons happen, it forces the breakup. It's either going to be a non-mole or you're going to get arrested, whatever it's going to be. Whatever she decides it's going to be, that's what it'll be. Because you didn't get out sooner. And you can ask them if they want to be with you and they'll shout at you and say it's all in your head. They want to be seen as you've either left them, you need to have left them, it fits in with their agenda, or you need to get arrested or something bad needs to happen. Because what will be happening is, behind your back, they'll be saying stuff to their friends and family about you. They'll be saying that you're abusive, you're nasty, and they'll be painting this picture about you. And if you act on it, in a positive way, I'm going to get myself out of the situation now, and move myself out of that situation, and I'm going to do something positive. It's going to hurt. We're going to deal with it, but we're going to hurt. You can save yourself from the fucking shit that's going to follow. If you continue to put up with it, well, it's only going to end one way. You're going to be the perpetrator, and she'll be the victim. Now, this is not all cases. This is not everything. I can't put this all into the same one category. It's not going to be. There are abusive men out there. There are bad men out there. There really are. There are equally as many bad women out there. It's not a gender thing. But what I'm picking at this now specifically with my own personal case, I look back in hindsight and I think to myself 10 years ago, that was all pre-planned. It was all premeditated. It was all done and carved the way it should have been to work for her. I see it so many times now where things are carved and made out, and I can see it, I can spot it before it's even come. And I can see it with my clients, and I'm saying, this is what happened. You should have got out of the relationship there and then. That's where you went wrong. That's exactly where you went wrong. Your communication broke down. Relationships break down due to a lack of communication, a breakdown of communication. Doesn't matter who started the breakdown of communication, it happens, it's there. When you've got that breakdown of communication, you can either fix it or you can't. A lot of the times you can't. A lot of the times you can't at all. You both need to want to fix it. If only one person wants to fix it and the other person doesn't, nah, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. I've got a lot to say about this and not enough time to say it, but that's what I'm going to say right now. If you're in a loveless relationship, get out of the loveless relationship. Otherwise, you're going to get hurt. If there's kids there, you're going to fight. You're not going to see your kids for the short term. Fine, don't see your kids for the short term. Control your mind. You will get to see your kids again. Peace and love. Lila's glove.